We're going to talk now about good health with Dr. McRae from down at Dr. Pray's office. And we were talking about Dr. Pray's been in business for over 23 years or so, and he's no stranger to you, and he's down on Battlefield Parkway. And we're going to talk about everything from adjusting your neck to sinus to compression stockings. He knows a little bit about them.
Very little.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah. Welcome to the morning show.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. How long you been with Dr. Craig?
It'll be 2 years now.
Yeah.
2 years. Came up from St. Mary's, Georgia.
Oh, really? Same here?
Yes.
That's one of my very favorite places in the world.
Yes, right off Cumberland Island there.
I love it.
Practiced there for 2 years and then was in Augusta for about 6 years there.
Do you have to have some kind of training? How long is the training?
Very good question. Actually, I graduated with a degree in biology and chemistry minor from Central Michigan University. But then chiropractic school, when I was going, is 3 years year-round. We get the same training and education as medical.
Really?
Doctor. Yes, we do.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we also
I
have
guess
tests.
so. You got to know all the parts of your body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For how long do you have to go?
3 years year-round, or 4 to 5 years if you break it up a little bit. But yeah, it's a pretty intensive program, and we do a lot of clinical work and a lot of work in the outpatient clinics. And then once we graduate, yeah, we also have to pass national boards and in some cases state boards.
National board.
Yes.
And state.
Yes, sir.
Got to register with the Secretary of State, I guess.
Oh, everybody, everybody. Yes, and we also have continuing education where we have to continue our education, so many credit hours per year
Oh, yeah?
to maintain our license.
Do you get referrals from physical therapy
Yes, we do.
places?
Yes, we do. Work very well with physical therapists. We refer in and out, refer out and they refer to us.
Yeah.
So we have a good working relationship.
What's the biggest problem? Back?
Primarily low back. We'll see a lot of neck issues, and headaches are big. So
Headaches?
And sciatic nerve?
Sciatic nerve, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I know all about that.
Pain in the butt, isn't it?
Yeah,
what?
exactly.
Pain in the butt, isn't it?
Exactly,
That's
all the
what
way
it is.
down.
Yeah.
That's good.
So what do you this may be a crazy, what do you do to help somebody that's got sciatic nerve? I know you adjust them, and I mean,
Yeah. Well, the sciatic nerve is comprised of a couple of nerves that come off the spine, low back. And what we do is we have to evaluate where the position of the spine is and what kind of wear and tear is on the low back. Really is what it boils down to, how much cushion you got in between the bones. And then by adjusting, and we do have decompression tables. We just added a sixth one. That's how big it's become to help people out with low back issues and
Do
neck
you
issues.
take x-rays
We most definitely do, yes.
to tell what's going
Yes.
on with the, especially the spinal cord?
Yes, we have to, well, it's a piece of the puzzle. Primarily the first thing you have to do is listen to the patient. Now, if you listen to them, they'll pretty much tell you what's going on. But then what we'll also do is we do our examination, a thorough examination, and take the appropriate x-rays to evaluate if we can in fact help that person and take them as a patient, and we'll go from there.
So if it's not a problem you can fix, you'll tell them that. Huh?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If a chiropractor tells you get out, you got to go.
Well, what do you do for a headache?
Basically, the nerves in the upper neck.
you divorce them.
Back here?
Yes. Actually, yeah.
Good morning.
Hey.
I have a couple of comments. I was really glad to see that most of the insurance companies now cover chiropractic. And a long time ago, that was a dirty word. For some reason, they were scared of it and they didn't want to pay for anything. And it really made it hard, for people that got a lot of benefit from chiropractic.
Yes.
But I want to ask you this, and I think I know the answer, but for the people out there that may not know.
Yes.
Do you find that people, they come because they have a problem, we'll say sciatic nerve, just
Yes.
since you were talking about it, and they go and they're feeling so much better, and then they finally just stop, and it starts all over again, where if they kept it up, you can go less times, less frequently, after you're, got
Yes.
everything under control. But if you keep going, you're going to get a lot more benefit from those. That's been my experience on my end, and it hasn't been the sciatic nerve for me, but
Yes.
I found that to be true. You're hurting yourself when you quit going.
Well,
So I'm interested in listening to you today. Thank you so much.
well, thank you for calling. Yes, actually, that does help out. Prevention is the key. Usually when you start getting to that point where things are starting to hurt and you can't get it under control, it's usually gone too far. And once it goes too far, it usually requires more work, and the results get a little bit more hazy as to what you would like to see. And so what we do is, ideally, a person chooses to maintain it or go on to maintenance. They do feel better, they can hold up a lot better, and most importantly, they can do the things they want to do, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. Pain motivates people to come in, but mostly what it is what it's taken away from them, what they do in their life, with grandkids to children to hobbies and sports and things of that nature. When it starts taken away from your life, then really it's come to the end.
The number is 706-935-7729.
9.
You almost got it.
Hey, not bad for 8 o'clock in the morning.
You don't call yourself, right?
That's right.
Not bad for 8 o'clock in the morning.
If you just tuned in, we're talking to Dr. McRae. He's from Chiropractic down on Battlefield Parkway on the corner there of 3 Notch Road and Battlefield Parkway, in that big, beautiful building there. And it's got a big sign up there. And Alvin just told you their number if you have a need to call him. But if you want to call him, you got a question you want to ask him, he'll answer it. Go ahead, caller.
How many doctors are in there now?
In the Ringgold office, there's myself, Dr. Nicholson, and Dr. Prey, and then we have a clinic now open in Dalton, which is with Dr. Rivera. And he's the primary doctor down there, and Dr. Prey is down there, as well as myself. I'm down there on Tuesday mornings to help out.
Well, I have another question. What can you do anything for chronic sacroiliitis and fibromyalgia?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, fibromyalgia.
Fibromyalgia is a pretty diffuse condition. But yes, we do have a great deal of success with them, with those types of cases. Not only from a management standpoint, but from a mobility standpoint, helping people stay mobile, being able to move and help them manage their cases a lot better, actually.
How can you know if you got fibromyalgia?
There's a criteria list that usually, a checkbox list of certain conditions that go with it. And they're pretty diffuse, but they're more somatic or body related. And then there's a certain amount of hormonal balance in there as well that goes with it. But that's usually one of the more common diagnoses I'm seeing nowadays.
What's the symptom?
Oh, you would open up that can of worms.
I was going to
What's
ask her
the
how
most
she knew,
symptom?
There's a lot
how
of
she knew she has fibromyalgia. How do you know that?
It's really easy, Judy.
Yeah.
There's a certain pressure point at
18.
certain joints. Like mine is real bad on my shoulders, where my arms go down right in the joint. But there's certain pressure points on your body, and if you touch them and you can't hardly stand it, you've got fibromyalgia. I've got it real bad, and it's really, I'm just wondering if they could do anything to help me.
The best way to find out actually is for an evaluation, really and truly. Every case is different, but when it comes right on down to it, you really have to evaluate the patient as a whole, where they are at that point in time to see if it is a case that would benefit.
Judy, your regular doctor should be able to tell you if you have it or not.
I think mine's arthritis. I don't think it's fibromyalgia, but
There's a lot of other symptoms that go with fibromyalgia as well.
yeah.
So it's kind of a plethora, a basket.
I think there was a time when they couldn't analyze, not the word. What is it? It's not analyze. It's
Yeah.
Can you do anything for Crohn's disease and sacroiliitis?
Well, like I said, that's something that we'd have to evaluate. Like I said, I've had great success with those types of cases in the past, but also, too, it comes right on down to the patient and where they are and what's going on. But we do have a great deal of success with cases like that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Not a problem, my pleasure.
Well, headaches, I'm still, I don't
Yes.
think you completed
No.
what you do back here.
It's in the neck, there are nerves that come out and they go out throughout the body.
Right.
Basically, think of it as a circuit breaker, like in your house. And,
Well, it goes down your
yep,
backbone.
well, that's the spinal cord, but the nerves come
Yeah.
out from the side.
Yeah.
And they go out and around and so forth. And when they get pinched and irritated, they cause muscle spasms and tightness and
That causes a headache.
it triggers the headaches, yes, sir.
I worked for a general, and he had, what's the bad headache?
Migraine?
Yeah,
Oh, yep.
and this was in the late 70s. And they'd give him everything in the world. Were chiropractics practicing back then?
Oh, yes. Well, we've been around since 1895.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Well, I haven't. Close. but-
Either have I. I'm a new kid on this game.
Good morning. Hello.
Hi, this is Pat Holland. I just wanted to say hi to Dr. J.
Hey there.
Thank him for keeping me moving.
Pat Holland, Dr. J.
Right.
Hi, Pat.
Does he help you out?
Sure does. I have to take care of my husband that had a stroke. My whole family does. And I do a lot of bending and all that, bend on my head a lot. So it's kind of stressful, so he keeps my factor moving.
Yeah,
Got to keep Pat going.
but taking care of your husband.
Yes, my whole family does.
Well,
So
good luck to you.
thank you very much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Pat.
You know, I have problems with my knees. I'm gonna have knee surgery. So what do you do for people's knees?
Great question. First of all, we take a look at the low back, see where everything is
That's where it
balanced.
comes from.
Yep, right in through there. But also, like I said, we've been using the deep tissue laser therapy, which is a great tool for that, to help get the inflammation and the pain under control. It's actually a really powerful tool. I used them before I even came to Prey Chiropractic for knees exclusively. I had a large section of my practice previously was coming in for just knee therapy from the laser. With the combination of the adjustments of the low back and aligning the pelvis and then using the laser on the knees, a lot of pain gets under control, a lot more mobility. Yes.
Caller, go ahead with your question.
Good morning.
Morning.
One question, please. I've had restless leg syndrome all my life, and every time I have surgery and stuff, I get worse. In daytime, when you're moving around activities and standing up, you do fairly well. But when it comes nightfall, you sit down or you go to bed, you know, I'd have problems with my arms and my feet. And Dr. Howard, my doctor, he treats me well, but, is that contained to your nerves going down through your back of your neck, down to your spine and all that? I'd like to have a little bit of input on restless leg syndrome, please, and I'll hang up. That's all right.
All right, well, thank you very much. Actually, there's a major component of that in restless leg has to do with the nerves, again, and in the low back. So one of those things that you could do is just have it taken a look at and see if it's something those nerves are being irritated with and causing those legs to get restless on you. And then take the appropriate steps to get it taken care of and get it corrected. We do have a great deal of success with those, actually.
Morning. Go ahead,
Hey,
Carl.
everybody.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. My question is, do you have or can you help someone with neuropathy? My wife has it real bad down her legs and her feet.
Gotcha.
And I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Actually, I've just taken on quite a few patients actually with the neuropathy.
I bet.
That's becoming more prevalent, more common lately. But we do have a good deal of success with those. Again, with the laser, the whole body vibration, adjusting the low back. The key to adjusting the low back, and it sounds like a little bit of redundancy, but those nerves get compressed, they get irritated, and neuropathy is basically a disease of the nerve, or a pressing of the nerve. So we take as much pressure off the nerves as possible, and we help with the pain and keep the joints moving, and have a great deal of success with them, actually.
Pinch nerve, is that primarily in the spinal cord?
Wherever a nerve crosses through and around a joint, it can get pinched.
What
and irritated.
causes that?
Well, as long as you got moving parts, you're gonna have areas that are gonna get locked up and pinched on.
Really?
And that's, I mean, it's like your car. You know, like your car, it'll get pinched, it'll get locked down. Repetitive motion, maybe leaning off to the side too much, you know, over a period of time. The most common one right now is everybody looking down at their cell phones.
You know, I often heard that ladies that wear their handbag, heavy handbag on this shoulder up here, and they starts hurting, they don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah, well, we'll just move right on now, okay? I don't want any angry phone calls.
Okay.
No, actually, the more common one nowadays is not necessarily the handbag purse. You're gonna see more of the cell phones. Because,
Really?
yes,
Holding them
everybody's
up like this?
looking down like this, playing on their phones. It pushes their head forward and puts a lot of stress and strain on the upper back and
I
neck.
bet.
And that actually will produce a headache.
Never thought about that.
Yeah, that's what happens, and it's
It can also cause, like balance. But for everything you said, it all begins with your spine.
Think of the spine as a circuit breaker in your house. Okay, you got your power source comes into the house, and where does it go? It goes right to the circuit breaker. And there it is, and you got all of those switches right there. That's your spine.
Going every which way.
Exactly, and the nerves are like the wires going to the rooms.
Yeah.
So if you pop a circuit, you know, you don't go rip out your refrigerator and throw it away. You go in circuit breaker and pop it back on, and it comes back onto life. Occasionally you have to replace the refrigerator, but
That's interesting.
I mean, that's the most simple way I could ever explain it to someone is you got to look at the source, look at the central source. Where does it all come from?
I notice on your sign sometime, I think I say this, sinus and allergies.
Yes.
And you think sinus from a chiropractor, but how does that work?
Again, I go right back to the analogy of the house. The upper vertebrae in the neck, they come up into the sinus. I affectionately call them my eyes, ears, nose, throat section of the circuit breaker. And we just work with those. And as we take pressure off the nerves, people notice that the sinuses will drain a lot smoother. The headaches come right on down. Easier to manage. Some of them just manage to go away as well.
What kind of equipment does a chiropractor have?
Right here. Brought them with me.
Well,
We got my equipment-wise. We use a lot of equipment. We have the decompression tables. We have ultrasound. We have electrical stimulation.
X-ray machine.
Yep, X-ray machines are one of our eyes, our internal eyes, if you will.
what you lay them down anymore and all that kind of
Yes, sir.
stuff?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We lay them down. We also have a device called an arthrostim, which allows us to adjust the spine where a person can be either laying down or seated if they can't lay down. It's very gentle for them. If they are really tight or are in some serious trouble, we can loosen up the joints with it and be very tender with them.
You got the one that pop you up?
Oh, the table?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
It does
fun.
come up, Alan?
It pops you up or whatever.
Yeah, well, the table pushes up and then we push down real
Yeah.
fast and the
Yeah.
cable gives a little bit, helps, keeps us from smashing into the table. Helps us with a little bit of speed there.
Does every trip that you take get a hold of your neck and pop your neck?
Well, it depends if you're having trouble in that area, and we haven't looked at it. But a lot of folks, if we have to use manual adjusting, that's what it's called, to get that joints moving in the neck, we can do that, yeah.
That helps the headaches.
Helps the headaches.
That's facilitated by stress, right?
Yes. Yeah, well, yeah. Stress only attacks one system in the body. It's only the nervous system. It's the only system it'll attack.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, if you take a heart out of a butcher shop and start yelling and screaming at it and poking at it, it won't react. See what I'm saying? You have to have a nervous system to make it react to that. And so if someone is stressed, what do? You get on their nerves, right?
Yeah.
So that's what that is. It's a nervous system attack is what it is, is stress.
It also makes your, what is that, cortisol?
Yes.
Can you do anything about cortisol?
Well, I practiced functional medicine for 10 years, and that's a whole different little kettle of fish that you can work with on that one. But ultimately, the cortisol is related to the adrenal stress, if you will. But if you take
It's
care
a
of the
hormone, isn't it?
it's
that
a
produces-
hormone, yes, but it's closely tied into the nervous system. In fact, it's a direct connect to the nervous system. So you get that balanced out. That takes a lot of stress and pressure off the stress levels in the body. Yes.
What about swelling? Let's just see, swelling your feet, swelling your hands.
There's a lot of components into that. It also that will tie into your kidneys, your liver, your heart, your circulation. It will also tie into your diet as well. We can't deny that. And lack of movement as well. I mean, if you're not moving, it's going to accumulate, kind of like a river. You know, the straighter the river and the more it moves, the cleaner it is. But if it's got a sedentary area, it'll just start to accumulate water in that.
So you're saying exercise helps
Yeah, yes, it does, most definitely.
get me out of the lounge chair, right?
That's right. Use it or lose it.
So, I've heard this before. If you're going to go to the chiropractor, before you trip, you need to drink lots of water. Is that true or false?
You know what? Everybody's got their own little thing. You should be drinking a lot of water anyway. You should be flushing out your system. Your body's mostly made up of water, not coffee, tea, and
But
sodas.
don't you manipulate the lymph nodes?
Well, everything's in reaction to what we do. When you start flipping light switches or flicking the switches on the circuit breaker, things are going to happen. And so, yeah, that can very well stimulate some flushing. And yeah, you definitely want to keep drinking a lot of water. A lot of muscle cramps will come from lack of water. And
Dehydration.
Dehydration, most definitely, yes. And so everything works in conjunction. Nothing's one and it's done. You have to put all the pieces of the puzzle together to actually have good health. It's just not one pill, one thing, one diet, one nothing that's going to fix you.
What about people that's had an accident, a car accident or an accident at work? Do you do workman's compensation?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We've been seeing a lot of auto injuries. Definitely have to take care of those because that sets the precedence of how you're going to feel down the road in the future. Because you might forget about that little fender bender, but your body hasn't. And down the road, that's where things like arthritis start taking root.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I was just most people who have headache, neck and back problems.
Yes, ma'am.
I go to a chiropractor and they have these water pillars that are good for headaches and stuff. I just thought I'd bring that to y'all's attention.
Yeah. Know right what you're talking about.
What'd you say, water pills?
Water pillows, yes.
Pillows.
Pillows.
I thought she said pills.
No, water pillows.
Okay.
It's they actually are the ones I recommend. They're called Chiroflow pillows. They're very good for getting the head support and actually being able to change the
So
height
is
of the
that
pillow.
actually a regular pillow full of water?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Do you sell those?
No, man, we don't sell those. But I do recommend them if somebody needs a new pillow and they ask me about what kind of pillow should they get. I always
I never heard of one.
I never have either.
Yep.
Are they gel or are they water?
water? Just like little water beds for your head.
Really?
Yep.
You refill them or they?
You can fill them in just once and leave them for a while. But every 3 months or so, the pillow's not going to fit right anymore. So you can add or subtract water to it, and you got a brand new pillow. So yeah, I absolutely love them. So that's the one that I'll recommend. I don't recommend hardly any
That
products.
guy from Wisconsin will be upset.
Yeah, probably.
They got what of it?
My pillow, the commercials.
Actually, I was in chiropractic school when they actually came out with those, and they were doing the initial test studies at our school.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
They say that
They've been around a
Consumer
while.
Reports say they don't work.
What's that?
My pillow.
My pillow? Some
Well,
people
I
swear
I
by.
bought 2 of them. I use them.
Oh, yeah?
And it's really good to
Good.
me.
Like I said, some
But
people love
everybody's different.
it. Yeah, some people love them, some people
Yeah.
not so much so, and that's fine. You
Yeah.
got to find what works best for you,
Exactly.
really.
But I've
What-
never heard of water pillow
Oh, yeah.
to sleep on.
Yeah.
Tell us about pillows because this is Judy O'Neill. I've got 2 pillows and I prop my head up on them. Then I've got a neck roll. If I want to watch television, I put that under my neck. Is that too much, not enough, or what? Because sometimes I catch myself going, oh my gosh, what have I done?
There's your answer right there.
Your body told you.
Your body, exactly. Your body told you. There's your answer. Yes. Actually, if you're going to be in bed sleeping, again, a good pillow is going to be crucial. Okay, because I mean, if you're sleeping on a pillow that's not suited for you, it's not what your body needs.
How do you know which one's suited for you?
When
I
you
guess that's what I was trying to say.
when you wake up stiff and sore. If you're waking up stiff and sore on a regular basis, obviously, number one, your neck's out of alignment. Okay, that's the first and foremost thing. But then you're putting it's like cutting off a heel on a shoe, and then trying to walk on it. You know, you might be able to do it, but after a while, it's gonna have some problems. But so the primary thing is to make sure your neck is moving properly, stays healthy, but then also put the appropriate supports around it, such as a pillow. It might take you a while to find a pillow, but that's why I use the ChiroFlow pillow. It's that water pillow, because it's very quick to add and subtract water to it to find out which size fits you the best.
Now, you don't feel it to where you lay down your head and it's hard. Yeah.
You fit it to you where you're comfortable, and you'll know usually about 15, 20 minutes, just like that patient there. Yeah.
I guess a pillow make you toss and turn too.
Yes, it will.
If it's not.
I guess what I was trying to say about a pillow should, I don't know how to say what I want to say. You got a pillow, should your head lay, I guess, flat on? You know what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say.
If you lay on your side, it should keep your head nice and straight with your shoulders, you know, straight up and down like this, not tilted, not down here. Yeah, something a little bit more comfortable. You have the support where it keeps it nice and lined up for you, and that'll take some work to get it in check for you. You have to tinker with different pillows, like I said, and find out what works for you. Like I said, the My Pillow's working great for you. Perfect. That's great. If
you lay on your back, it should be just
straight
straight
in
line.
That's what I was trying to say.
Little bit of a curve in the neck there, just a little bit, not a whole lot, not a whole lot. But again, I'll come back to this. It depends on how the alignment is in your neck.
Well, if you lay on your back, most it'd probably do without a pillow. It'd be
well, you're going to be putting it. That spine is supposed to curve in the opposite direction where the bed is. So if it's straightening it out, it can stress it out as well. It'd be just like looking down all the time. So you do want a little bit of support underneath that neck. But as far as to how much, well, that has to be determined, because, like I said, if it's out of alignment, you know, it's like a car. If your front end's out of alignment, you can put on all the new tires you want. This is going to keep wearing it out even more. So you have to really make sure things are balanced first before you start adding the sides to it.
Then there's a question of the mattress.
That's the $1 million question. I don't make any recommendations on mattresses, because I've seen the expenses that are involved with it, and I've seen people do wonderful on $800 mattresses, and I've seen people do wonderful on $10,000 mattresses. But also there's the ones that have the $10,000 mattress that can't sleep on them, you know, and vice versa. My only recommendation is find a place that gives you that maybe a 30-day sleep on it, try out, and if it fits you and you're waking up feeling good, refreshed, and you slept well, that's the mattress for you.
What about these, I think they call, I'm going to say flexi-beds, I don't know, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And you, like, he sleeps one way and you sleep another way, you know what I'm talking about?
Again, you got to fit what works
That's
best for
prop-ups.
you. Yeah,
I mean, you prop up in them, I think.
the prop-ups, you know, it's, your body's designed to be laying, you know, horizontal when it comes to sleep. But if you have health issues where that, you know, you have to actually be propped up, then so be it. So be it.
I would think those would work if you watch television while you're in bed and then let them down and sleep.
They would be. But like I said, it depends on your lifestyle too. Like I said, if you're one to lay in bed and watch television, that's fine. But if you're not going to watch a whole lot of television, like myself, I would never, you know, put a prop-up bed in my room. I would be more apt to just watch it on the couch, comfortable position, and then get up frequently too. You have to get up frequently. Sitting and laying down for long periods of time is not really good for the body. The body's designed to move, and so.
Well, they say to get 7 or 8 hours sleep.
Yep. Studies are showing for adults it's about 7 to 8,
Yeah.
and for kids it's 9 to 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Speaking of children, you have a lot of patients that are children, and what
Yes, we
happens
do.
to children?
Well, gravity and kids learning how to walk. I've adjusted my kids since day one.
Your kid?
My kids, yes. I have 3 boys.
Oh, okay.
And since day one, been adjusting them and keeping them
Do
healthy.
you charge them?
They're costing me. They're costing me.
So how old are they?
Oh, 6, 7, and 15, going on 16.
Yeah,
Yeah, the handfuls, all boys.
yeah,
It's a challenge to keep them alive sometimes.
I bet.
It is.
Especially, they do,
No, we limit that business.
good for you.
Yeah, we limit it. We kick them outside.
Hey, yeah.
Okay, you're done with this,
You
go
do-
outside,
go-
play.
Go play ball.
That's right, that's right. That's what we do, stick them outside. But, no, with kids, colicky babies are big. Chronic ear infections are another one.
Really?
Oh, yes, yes. Sinus in kids.
What's
is-
that got to do with chiropractor?
Uh,
Ears,
Ears?
yeah,
Remember we talked about the circuit breaker?
Yeah.
They just got a pop circuit, most of them.
really?
I didn't understand what you said. What did you say?
Well, it's up in the
Chronic
upper
ear
neck.
problems,
Yeah.
ear problems,
Ear
Hearing?
problems.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ear
What
problems.
we're talking about, yeah. Hearing problems.
She
yeah.
has a hearing aid.
No, ear infections, chronic ear infections and things of that nature.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, have great success with those.
I
For
wear
the
2 hearing
kids.
aids, so.
For the babies.
For the
and all.
babies, yes.
Really?
Yep. Scoliosis, kids are notorious. They do the screenings all the time. We address that. Curves in the spine, that's what we work on.
Scoliosis. There's another term, though, there's scoliosis and another that starts with S. What is it?
Sciatica.
Sciatic sciatic.
Sciatica, yep.
Okay. So, sports injuries. You get a lot of sports injuries?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Well, it comes right on down to it. It's moving parts, and except these moving parts are moving quite a bit. And so with use comes wear, and with wear comes misalignments and out of balance. And basically, that's what a lot of sports is balance. And if you're not balanced, you're not getting the maximum performance, and you're running the risk of further injury. And we see a lot of athletes in the profession.
Yeah, I broke my shoulder high jumping,
Oh, boy.
when I was, 15, whatever. And I also, a couple years later, I slid into second base and tore a ligament, which hurt much more than the break.
Mm-hmm. A lot of nerve endings. And, well, that and the muscles are now
Yeah.
seizing up, and they're
Like a
contracting
rubber
up.
band, it
Yep.
goes somewhere else.
Exactly. Snap.
And what they
Yeah.
call that shoulder, what is that?
Rotator cuff then?
Yeah.
Yes, the
rotator
rotator cuff.
Rotator
yes.
cuff.
Yes. See a lot of rotator cuffs as well. Obviously you have to screen out any kind of tears. I mean, that's primary, because if it's torn, it's gone. It needs to be addressed properly, medically. But with strains and sprains and misalignments, yes, most definitely. We work on shoulders, elbows, knees.
How about concussions?
That's more of a brain damage, more of an injury to the brain. But we do take a lot of pressure off of those areas to help the nervous system, because remember, the brain is the central source, but it's got a lot of feedback from the arms and the legs, and so if you keep things moving properly, it helps the brain start getting back on track as well.
I guess a lot of these professional teams have their own chiropractor,
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. A lot of-
especially football,
Yep. Yes, they do.
high school,
Oh, yeah.
college.
Wrestlers.
Wrestlers, oh, yes, that's a big one.
I bet.
Just their warm-ups alone or their
Yeah,
exercises.
they not only warm up, they practice.
Yep, and they roll their necks and heads, and I mean, there's a lot of strengthening and dexterity, but if your bones are out of alignment, you don't have that flexibility
I don't know
anymore.
how they pick them up and slam them on their back. It
I
hurts me to watch it.
I just go hand them my card.
Yeah.
There. We'll be talking later.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now, we're talking to Dr. J. McRae.
Dr. J.
Dr. J. From down at
It sounds
Frank
like
Chiropractic.
some kind of mystery or something.
Give them that phone number,
Yeah.
Alvin, if they want to call.
Do what?
Give them that phone number.
Oh, 706-935-7729. That's Bray Chiropractic out here on Battlefield Parkway. It's a little ways out as you head toward Ringo, Georgia.
Right at the corner of 3 Notch Road and Battlefield Parkway. You can't miss it. It's that big, beautiful new building there.
Yep.
When you turn.
Right there on the corner of, is it 3 Knot?
Yep, 3 knots.
3 Knot. Yep.
What about your feet?
That's a good question. Your feet. They got a lot of nerves in the bottom of your feet.
Yes, yes. The feet are something we do work with quite a bit, actually.
bet.
Yeah, we can, again, I come back to that deep tissue laser. Really like that for the feet as well, because it's really a nice deep heat that helps loosen things up. We can, again, adjusting the hips, the pelvis, make sure that, they're balanced, so equal weight on each
Balance
foot.
is the next thing I was going to ask you.
That's crucial.
So your feet has a lot to do with your balance, not your spine.
Everything works in conjunction. So the spine takes precedence because that's the nervous system. Okay, that's your GPS system for all the joints and everything. But also maintaining balance and being nice and level and even helps minimize the uneven wear in the body, in the feet and the knees and the hips.
Speaking of the feet and the knees,
Yes.
is it better to walk on ground or cement?
Well, cement doesn't have a whole lot of give
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
So we do see a lot of folks that work in that environment that
Yeah.
have a lot of accelerated wear.
In factories and
In
stuff.
factories, oh yes, that's quite a bit actually. It does take its toll, not only adjustments, but proper footwear, proper support in those do help out a lot.
They still have those shoes with the springs in them and the heels?
I haven't seen any lately.
Well, they got it where they don't
Sell them at
show
Sears.
like they
They
used.
sell them at Sears shoe store.
Shoes are, yeah.
Yeah, they don't have them where you see it now.
Yeah.
They got it all covered up.
The technology changes quite a bit.
That's gotta be good for your feet.
It like I said, it helps, and anything that will take a lot of pressure from that direct force on that cement.
And it helps your knees too.
Will help the knees, helps the hips, helps the person in general.
When they get my age,
hips is another thing we hadn't talked about.
Yes.
But in my age, I've never seen so many people get knee surgery.
Yeah. There's been quite an uptick. I've been in practice 20 years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not that old.
I started when I was 6.
You got a boy 15.
Kind of awkward.
Yeah,
that way.
really.
Then you got older people that fall.
Yes. Falls, injuries, traumas, definitely, yes. We have to be careful about those because, well, you obviously have to be careful about the brakes and things of that nature, but also it does a lot of damage and puts those joints out of position, and then they don't work so well or in the right manner that they do, and it speeds up that wear and tear process or the arthritic process.
You know, I'm old, 81, but I lose my balance sometimes. Can you do anything about that?
Well, like I said, when we talk about the neck plays a role in that actually.
Oh, really?
It really does play an important role in that, and then we take a look at the overall frame, your overall structure. I mean, if you've got a house that's sinking on one end, it's not very good balance in the house, is it?
No.
And it puts a lot of stress and damage in the other areas. So.
Are you listening, California?
Oh, God help us. No, but if you balance it out nicely, and that way that you have equal weight distribution and all the nerve endings are equally toned or balanced, you stand a better chance of keeping yourself upright and balanced.
Especially when I get up, from a lounge or something.
You get dizzy.
Like lose your balance a little bit.
It's there's a lot of factors at play in them, but most importantly, I would take a look at how the joints are positioned and where the weight is being distributed, and go from there. And then we take a look at things like
I
the
got a
blood
lot
pressure.
of weight to distribute. Okay. If you've got problems with your knees,
Yes, ma'am.
do you recommend putting a pillow between your knees?
That does help out quite a bit, and I recommend that to virtually every one of my
Really?
patients.
In
Yeah.
fact, they sell
While you're sleeping.
it looks like a dog bone that you
Yeah, I've found that it's people have a little bit harder time with that because they subconsciously try to keep themselves on their side and keep that locked in between. And I hear more stories of, oh, I tried and I tossed and I turned and I throw it off to the side because I couldn't keep it balanced. I tell them to just get the one of those long body pillows or take their comforter and fold it over a bunch of times and then just kind of
Or a roll of towel.
Yeah, and something that you can hold on to, hug into, and roll into it.
Why does that help you?
It takes a lot of pressure off the hips, and it'll pad the knees.
Tell me that again.
It's a body pillow, pregnancy sleeping. They get those big long body pillows, and then they just kind of hug onto them and put their knees between them, and then they just kind of wrap themselves around the pillow laying on their side. That takes a lot of pressure off of the spine, but also it's less wrestling at night. Trying to keep that little tiny pillow or a little towel between your knees. You got something to hang on to. It gives you more support and be a lot more comfortable for a person to sleep at night. Yeah, I recommend that every one of my patients.
Wow.
Yeah, keeps them from sleeping on their stomach, which is the worst position for the
Roll up your
spine.
comforter then and roll into it.
Just kind of hug
You're
into
right
it.
about keeping them pillows on there because you go to sleep with it on there and then you wake up and it's gone,
Yeah, but if you got a big, long pillow, like a king-size pillow or something, or they sell body pillows.
But you could eat a king-size pillow and do it, wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
it should do it pretty good. Something you can lean into and straddle a little bit more instead of trying to balance something thin between your knees. It gives you
And
a
lay
little
on
bit
your
more
side?
comfort. Lay on your side.
Lay on your side.
Get you a rope and tie it on there.
I had one more. I wrote down all these things and now I can't.
You got a bunch of notes there.
I know it.
Have
I'm
you covered
saying-
everything?
Yeah.
At least you can read them. I can't even read mine. That's part of being a doctor.
Oh, me.
I
What's
think
your
I asked
hours
him.
down there?
Oh, that's a good question. We are open from 7 in the morning till
Really?
yeah,
7 in the morning.
7 in the morning and on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays we're there till 7:30 at night.
Okay, Mondays.
That's to accommodate
Tuesdays,
people at work,
and
I'd say.
Thursdays.
Yes,
Okay.
and then Wednesdays and Fridays we're from 7 to 6, and I'm there from 7:30 in the morning till noon on Saturdays.
You are.
I am.
You got a Dalton office.
Yes.
Tell us about your Dalton office.
Pretty much a carbon copy of what we got up here.
Yeah.
But can you use
Yes.
that same phone number and call, make an appointment,
No,
go to
they
Dalton, and
do.
then switch you over?
They have a separate number. I'm not familiar with that number. Kind of like I'm not familiar with this one either. Had to look that one up.
Well, if they call your number, surely
They can direct it, yeah. They can get you the number down to Dalton there.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll have Dr. Nick bring in some cards for the numbers for those.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna come back when?
29.
He's gonna be on Night Talk, but Dr., let's see, Friday night, we got Dr. Nick, and then he's coming next week, be on Night Talk.
Yeah,
Right over there.
yep, Thursday.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
bring
see.
some cards then.
I'll get them. So we got those.
We got another phone call
I'll get
here,
those
and then
numbers.
we're gonna get ready for the swap shop. Are you there, caller?
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to ask the guy from Chiropractic Place a
Doctor.
question, and I'm going to hang up when I asked it. Okay, and I have went to a chiropractor, but I haven't in a while. Listen, someone with like 5 bulge discs, can they help me at age 74? And I'm going to hang up and listen.
That's a great question. We work a lot with disc bulges. It comes with the spine. And yes, most definitely, we do have a great deal of success with disc bulges. But we would actually have to do an evaluation. Again, we have great results, but we have to find out where you are and what's going on and whether or not what we need to do, what we can do to help you out. We have to determine that first. But yes, we do see a lot of disc bulges there.
How about running?
I don't do it.
I know.
Running?
Alvin and me don't either.
Not good for your feet.
That's a great question, and there's different schools of thought on it. But when it comes to exercise in general, highly recommend it. I don't care if you're 2 or 98. You have to keep moving. The exercise is important because if you stay sedentary for long periods of time, your body just starts to break down. You have to keep moving. In order to keep moving, you have to have a balanced spine. You have to have a balanced body. So they work hand in hand, very much so. I'm a big proponent of
I
it.
got a stationary bike that more than 5 minutes, even
I was
5
fixing to,
minutes.
when he said that, I was fixing to ask you the opposite of that. I've got really, really bad knees, so I can ride a recumbent bike. So
Yes.
which one's best for you?
Which one doesn't give you the pain?
Huh?
Which one ever doesn't give you the pain? Just go ahead and do it. Water aerobics is another good
Water
one.
aerobics is probably the best thing you can do.
It is a good mix in there. You don't want to do it exclusively, but you want to put a little bit of pressure on the joints, for osteoporosis reasons. But you definitely want to keep moving. There's water aerobics, swimming, recumbent bike is very good. There are different levels of yoga that can be done, Tai Chi, things of that nature to help just keep the body moving and develop flexibility. Truthfully,
You know,
that's the best way to go.
excuse me, we see a lot of ads for, I think it's Dr. Scholl's. You go down into Walmart and get in that thing and see about your shoes and the insoles of your shoes.
Yeah.
You recommend that? Does that help you balance?
I'm not really familiar with the Dr. Scholl's system.
It may not be Dr. Scholl's, I think it is.
If somebody's definitely looking at some orthotics or something along those lines, I would recommend more of a podiatrist if you're having that extensive amount of problems with your feet.
Okay, this,
It all boils down to everybody's different.
Exactly.
well, caller, we gotta make this quick, cause swap shop's coming up. Go ahead.
Okay, are you familiar with fibromyalgia?
We talked about that a while ago.
Fibromyalgia.
Yes.
We talked about that a while ago.
What you want to know about it?
I just wondered, I fall all the time, and I broke my arm and all that stuff. I just wondered,
How old are you? Can I ask you that?
yes, but I'll be 81 this month.
Yeah, well, you're my age. I just talked about the balance, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I guess I missed it.
That's okay.
Oh.
Nothing I do then.
Well, listen, Friday night, another doctor from Dr. Pray's office is coming on Night Talk. So save your question for there, and we can get that answered there. That's a good idea.
Okay.
I know who this is, and I know you're anxious to do that. She has fibromyalgia and does fall a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, we hope you have a good day today.
Thank you. Same
Thank
to
you.
guys.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Dr. J, we appreciate it.
I appreciate
He's
you.
made
Thank
me
you very
feel better
much.
already.
Information.
There you go. I
Good
appreciate it.
information.
Thank you for coming, and